Hello everybody, it's Maria here from Pepperly Rose Paper Crafting. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Welcome and thank you so much for stopping by. Today I'm going to be showing you some product that is coming up in our brand new occasions catalogue. This will go live tomorrow on the 3rd of January. I can't show you inside just yet, but I am going to be featuring the rectangle stitched framelit dies. I love these, so I'm going to feature them again in today's project. I'm also going to be featuring the stamp set to have and to hold. This is geared towards wedding, anniversary, or Valentine's Day. So today I'm going to be doing a Valentine's Day version of this card, and this is the card I'll be giving to my husband for Valentine's Day. I thought it was a really lovely stamp set. I don't have any images like that, so for me it was a good opportunity to order that. And I'm also featuring an oldie but goodie retired stamp set called Perpetual Birthday Calendar. I tend to still use my retired stamp set, so if you happen to have this at home and you've forgotten about it, I can show you how to mix old and new together, and it doesn't matter that it's retired. I'm a big fan of using what I have, and and I love the hearts, so I'm going to be using the hearts of this stamp set. I just love the way they are, the size, everything's just perfect. So that's what I'll be using today. Yeah, as I said, I tend not to duplicate anything that I have. The only thing I've done that for is for my stamp platforms because they were released at different times, but in saying that, I tend not to do that with my stamp sets. So if I have these hearts and I like them, I'm not going to buy a stamp set just because it has those particular hearts and it's new. I tend to just buy what I want and need rather than just buying for the sake of buying. If I don't like something, I don't get it. It's as simple as that. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing today, and I hope you don't mind that I'm using a retired stamp set. I think it's good to mix and match things. And just to let you know, celebration is starting, so if you order anything from the occasions catalogue or from our annual catalogue, anything that's $90 or more, you're able to pick a free item from the celebration catalogue. So I'll get started on this project, but before I do, I wanted to let you know too, I bought some new watercolour pencils. I was eyeing alcohol markers, and I feel that for the price I can't really afford it. However, I found a really good special online for these Faber-Castell watercolour pencils. There's 120 colours. My previous stamps, watercolour set I still own. There's 36 colours, but this one has 120. So I shelled out and I bought these. These were half price online. So it comes with these beautiful colours that you can use on any project. And these are watercolours, and you can also do dry techniques with them too, so that's why I went for watercolours. And then you can blend them so they look like they're, you know, you can use them similar to what you would with you know, alcohol markers. So I shelled out and I bought these, so I will be using these today. My non-Stampin' Up! Stamping purchase, and I do that quite often too, mind you. I like using lots of things. If I like it, I buy it. If I don't like it, I don't get it. That's simple. So I'll put these away for now. So I'm going to be using Pool Party as my card base. And if you have similar stamp sets, there's no need to buy new ones. Just use what you have, and then you can use this as inspiration. I'm pretty cool with that. I don't care. You know, whatever inspires you, just do. So this is half an A6, and then I scored it in half again. Half an A4, and then I've scored this in half again, and it becomes an A6 card base. Then I've got a piece of Whisper White cardstock, which will layer over the top. And then I've got a scrap piece of Whisper White and a scrap piece of Pool Party. So with this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat emboss on this. And I'm just going to bring out my craft sheet. I love this craft sheet because I am going to do some ink blending. So just give me one moment. I forgot to bring my stamping blocks and my embossing buddy, and then I'll be back. Now rub my embossing buddy all over this front panel here, and then I'm going to grab my hearts image from the Perpetual Birthday Calendar set, or whichever stamp set that has similar, or whatever you choose. No right or wrong about this. So Yep, I put that over here. It's well loved. I love it. And I think it's good to use what you have. And then I'll just bring my Versamark ink pad and I'm just going to ink up these hearts all over. I hope I'm not overlapping, but if I do, it doesn't matter. It's handmade. Okay, I think that's done. The next thing I'm going to do is just grab some white embossing powder. Oops, just put some more on my spoon. And then I'll just wiggle it around. I love that pattern, isn't that beautiful? It's a good heart set. I need to refill this a little bit, I think. This is what I'm going to do, save some time, is pour it over the top, like so, make a mess, and then just let it and then I'm going to there's a bit there I missed, so I'll just grab my stamp again and go over that. And then I'll add some more embossing powder. This time I'll use the spoon. Okay. Yeah, that's better. All right. Give it a good flick. That's all good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat emboss this off camera, and I'll add a little bit more here. Fill up the... And then I'll be back. So I've just finished heat embossing this, so it looks lovely. I'm going to let that cool off. I'm going to bring my Stamparatus, and the reason why I bring it is because I just want to make sure I get my impression done the first time well, and that way I don't waste materials and time trying to fix things. So what I'm going to grab next is my stamp set here with that image there of the couple. Now in the catalogue you'll see once you get it, they have it like an older looking couple, but I'm going to make it that so that it reflects what me and my husband look like, which is we both have dark brown hair. So I'll just pop that on. And I'm going to stamp that couple image in Memento Tuxedo Black. And I'll do that now. Okay, and that's stamped really lovely, but I'm going to go back in it again, and there's a bit there that didn't come out properly, so I'll just press over the top. And that is the reason why I always go for Stamparatus. You can use your Misty tool, you can use your Tim Holtz platform, or any other kind of you know, platform you have. So I'll let that dry off for a little bit, and I'll just bring in my chamois. I got mine from the auto section at my local Kmart, and I love it, and I've cut it down to size, so I've got plenty more left over. Be very, very careful, because this is the new really sticky adhesive on the back of these cling stamps. Be very careful how you take it off. So take it off very similar to a photopolymer, so you don't rip it by accident. So that's that one there. And then I'm going to get the Love You a Lot stamp, and I'm going to bring this back over here, and I'm actually going to also bring in my stitch shape framelits, the rectangle ones, and I'm going to get the I think it's the 4th largest, and I'm going to put the Love You a Lot up here. So I'm just using that for placement. Oops. So I'll cut that love there like that. Love You a Lot. So I will now do that over the top, and I'm going to stamp that as well in Memento Tuxedo Black. And just go over now, and it's stamped perfect. There we go. So I'll leave that to dry for, you know, a few minutes, and I'm going to do some ink blending. Now the reason why I leave it to dry is because Memento is also good for using your blender pen with once it's dried. It becomes you can use it so that it doesn't stick. I mean, not stick, sorry. It doesn't fade and it doesn't run once it's dried. So you can use it even for watercolouring if you've dried it properly. So I'll just give this stamp set a bit of a clean. I'll use my stamping mist and my chamois. That's a powerful combination there. Cleans well too. It's good stuff, isn't it great? Okay, so now I'll just bring in my panel there that I had heat embossed with the hearts, and I'm just going to grab my Pool Party ink pad, and I'm just going to blend some colour lightly onto the that panel, and I'll just do it all over. Okay, so I think that will do. I'll just give my sheet a bit of a clean. I love this craft sheet. This is from Ranger. It's really, really good. You can ink blend on it, you can heat emboss on it, you can do your mixed media on it. It's non-stick, it's fabulous, I love it. Best investment I ever made. Okay, so I've got this back now, and then you'll see it layered, whoops, where is it? On my card base. I think that looks really pretty. And I'm just going to grab a tissue, and I'm just going to wipe over the top so that the ink comes off the top of that embossing. So you'll see it resists the ink off the top of the embossing there. So you can see a little bit has come off. And I don't care about that middle section not being 100% blended in. That's okay, because I want it to have a variation. Okay, so that's how it looks. Looks beautiful. I love it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my image, and I'm going to be using my watercolour pencils to colour that in. So with this, I will most probably be making it go fast with music, so I'll speed that up. So I will let you watch me colour this in, and then I'll be back. finished ink blending the colours together. I really love the look of watercolour pencils. I find them very versatile, and the best thing is you can shade over the top, even a darker colour. You can get a lighter colour and shade over the top. I find for me to be cost effective, I prefer to have a really good set of watercolour pencils. These are from Faber-Castell. As I said, I got them for half price, but they normally in Australia retail for $300, and I got them down to just a little bit under half price, but I got them down to $159, and for 120 colours I think you can't go wrong. So I love them, and they blended so beautifully, so I'm really happy with these pencils, and I really love the way that this looks. So this is supposed to be me and my husband, so and you can do shading, you can do all sorts of cool stuff with it. So I love my pencils. So now I'm going to grab my Big Shot, and we're going to cut all this stuff out with the rectangle stitch dies. So I'm just going to bring in my magnetic platform, and I'm going to grab the 4th largest rectangle, and just do that here, put it this way, and make them go right down the bottom and this way, and I think that will turn out really cool. So I'll do that. Now I didn't really think this idea through, so it just kind of, I do it on the fly. So as you can see here, even with this part here, you've got stitching all there. And then we have, of course, the beautiful stitching of the rectangle dies there. I don't own another set of rectangle dies, so I'm really happy Stampin' Up! Brought out theirs. But of course you can use any rectangle you have, and I love that. So I'm going to now cut another rectangle with the 5th largest die, and I'm going to cut that out of Pool Party. And when you layer it over the top, oh, I cut the same color, the same size. Oh dear, aren't I silly? Actually, what I might do is just have that like that. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stagger it like this, and I think that makes an interesting way of doing it. So I won't waste any more cardstock. We'll just do something a little different, that's all. Okay, so I'll take away my magnetic platform and I'm just going to grab my glue, which I forgot to get. Just give me a second. I just grabbed my glue, but upon looking at this, it looks a little bit stark with just the white. So what I'm going to do is grab my watercolor pencils again, and I'm just going to do a quick color using a color that's similar to Pool Party, and the equivalent is this one, and it's called Cobalt Turquoise. I'm just going to go lightly over the top there, just on the perimeter of the couple, and I'll just go around, and it doesn't make it look as, you know, that they're just in thin air, and just makes the image look a lot softer as well, and just gives it a nice finish. So what I do with the watercolour pencils is I just use the colours that are similar to the cardstock that I'm using. So in this case, the Stampin' Up! Colours, well, sort of similar. Okay, and doesn't matter that it's a little lighter, that's fine. I'll just grab my blender pen, and I'll just quickly just blend that out. I'll just scribble off the colour. So this is what this is after, and that's before with just the scribble lines. So you can really make it look really lovely without any pencil marks. which is why I went for watercolour pencils. I really love them. My favourite colouring medium. I'll just blend that all out. Okay, so just blend that out a bit more so there's no obvious line. And that's how that looks, and I think it looks a lot better with that. And with this, I'll just blend that in there in the middle. Okay, so yeah, all done now. So what I'll grab now is my glue, and I'm just going to glue that on like so. Just like that. So I'll just put some glue right here and I'll leave it off the bottom. Like so. Straighten that up. So it looks like that. Maybe a bit more towards the center, like so. Okay, so it would look like that, and I'll put that on top, and I'm just going to glue this panel down. I'll do the inside another time. Basically I've taken up enough of your time, so I'm just going to just do the outside of the card and leave the inside blank for now, and then when it's time for me to give it to my hubs, I will do that later, closer to the time. Okay, so I'm now going to put my panel like that, and I'll just grab some dimensionals and I'll pop that up. That's a bit too close to the edge, do that there. Put one in the middle, and that will do me. Take off all the backings. A couple more, and we're done. Just put that over here. And that is my card for today. I hope you like it, and if you've got some watercolour pencils, crack them out. They're really good, and to use with the blender pen, they are fabulous. You can do so much with that, and that's my card for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to purchase the To Have and To Hold stamp set, you may do so from tomorrow, the 3rd of January. And you can purchase it through my online store at pepperlyrose.stampinup.net. And I would appreciate your business, but unfortunately I can only sell to those in Australia. So, yeah, so if you don't have a demonstrator and you'd like to buy from me, I would really appreciate your business. Also, this is a good opportunity. Crank out any retired stamp sets that you have lying around, or ones that haven't been used, and challenge yourself to use them a little bit more, because they are a little investment. And I think, you know, just enjoy creating with whatever you have as well. So if you don't have anything similar, or it's inspired you to use another kind of stamp set, do so. It's fun, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope it inspired you to create your own lovely creation. So this is for Valentine's Day, but as I said, this stamp set's really lovely. It is lovely, and you can use it for weddings, anniversaries, and you know, just happiness all round. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.